Amathiyahu, the son of Joash, king of Yehudah, lived after the death of Joash, son of Jehoahaz, king of Yisrael, 15 years. Now the rest of the acts of Amathiyahu, first and last, behold, are they not written in the book of the kings of Yehudah and Yisrael? Now from the time that Amathiyahu did turn away from following Yahweh, they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish. But they sent after him to Lachish, and slew him there. And they brought him upon horses, and buried him with his fathers in the city of Yehudah. Of the books called Chronicles, the second, chapter 26. And all the people of Yehudah took Uzziyahu, who was 16 years old, and made him king in place of his father Amathiyahu. He built Ailoth and restored it to Yehudah after when the king slept with his fathers. 16 years old was Uzziyahu when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Yechaliah of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the eyes of Yahweh, according to all that his father Amathiyahu had done. And he set himself to seek God in the days of Zechariah, who had understanding in the vision of the God. And as long as he sought Yahweh, the God made him to prosper. And he went forth and warred against the Philistine, and broke down the wall of Garth, and the wall of Yabneh, and the wall of Ashdod. And he built cities in the country of Ashdod, and among the Philistine. And the God helped him against the Philistine, and against the Arabiyim that dwelt in Gur-Baal, and the Ma'inim. And the Ma'inim gave tribute to Uzziyahu, and his name spread abroad, even to the entrance of Mithraim, for he became exceeding strong. Moreover, Uzziyahu built towers in Jerusalem, at the corner gate, and at the valley gate, and at the turning of the wall, and fortified them. And he built towers in the wilderness, and hewed out many cisterns, for he had much cattle, in the lowland also, and in the plain. And he had land workers and vine dressers in the mountains, and in the fruitful fields, for he loved husbandry. Moreover, Uzziyahu had an army of fighting men that went out to war by bands, according to the number of their reckoning made by Ye'iel the scribe and Ma'asheyahu the officer, under the hand of Hananiyahu, one of the king's captains. The whole number of the heads of fathers' houses, even the mighty men of valor, was 2,600, and under their hand was an army, 300,000 and 7,500, that made war with mighty power to help the king against the enemy. And Uzziyahu prepared for them, even for all the host, shields and spears and helmets and coats of mail and bows and stones for slinging. And in Jerusalem he effectuated inventions, an invention of an inventor, to be on the towers and upon the battlements, wherewith to shoot arrows and great stones. And his name spread far abroad, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong. But when he was strong, his heart was lifted up, so that he did corruptly, and he did treacherously against Yahweh his God, for he went into the temple of Yahweh to burn incense upon the altar of incense. And Azariah the priest went in after him, and with him 80 priests of Yahweh that were valiant men. And they withstood Uzziah the king, and said to him, It pertaineth not to thee, Uzziah, to burn incense to Yahweh, but to the priests, the sons of Aaron, that are consecrated to burn incense. Go out of the sanctuary, for thou hast done treacherously, neither shall it be for thy honor from Yahweh God. Then Uzziah was wroth, and he had a censer in his hand to burn incense. And while he was wroth with the priests, the leprosy broke forth in his forehead before the priests in the house of Yahweh, beside the altar of incense. And Azariah the chief priest and all the priests looked upon him, and behold, he was leprous in his forehead. And they thrust him out quickly from thence. Yea, himself hasted also to go out, because Yahweh had smitten him. And Uzziah the king was a leper to the day of his death, and dwelt in a separate house, being a leper, for he was cut off from the house of Yahweh. And Joatham his son was over the king's house, judging the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Uzziah, first and last, did Yeshayahu the prophet, the son of Amoth, write. So Uzziah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the field of burial which belonged to the kings, for they said, He is a leper. And Joatham his son reigned in his stead. Joatham was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jerushah, the daughter of Adok. And he did that which was right in the eyes of Yahweh, according to all that his father Uzziah had done. Howbeit, he entered not into the temple of Yahweh. And the people did yet corruptly.